Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Christ Church United Methodist. My name is Nathan. I'm one of the pastors here. I use the pronouns he, him, and his, and it is great to have you here today for our midday multi-ethnic reading where we take a moment, a few minutes to gather and to hear about different cultures from our own, and today to learn about a giant of Black history, where we're hearing about Frederick Douglass today. This is part of our multi-ethnic conversations worship series, where we are proclaiming the good news that eventually all of us, hopefully sooner rather than later, will be worshiping from all tribes and nations and places our God. God invites into the kingdom of God each and every one of us, no matter who we are. And that, of course, Christ came, lived, died, rose again, so that you, me, and all might have life. And so, as part of our multi-ethnic conversations unity in our church worship series, we are taking a moment on Tuesday afternoons here at noon and on Thursdays at noon to hear from different readings, different pieces of history, poetry, music, you name it. We'll be hopefully doing that in the weeks ahead. Today, though, we are continuing in what we've been doing on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is hearing different excerpts from books written by Vashti Harrison. The books that I'm reading from on Tuesday is Little Legends, Exceptional Men in Black History. Today, we're going to be hearing about Frederick Douglass. And before we hear that reading today, I want to invite you, if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, to our Christ Church United Methodist YouTube channel, would love to have you do that. Simply hit that red button. It should be right underneath the window on most of the devices that you might be watching on right now. That'll let you know when we go live, like on Tuesdays or Thursdays. We're also now live streaming our worship services here on YouTube as well, in addition to Facebook and our website, where we have been for a couple of years now. So you can watch here and join in on worship on Sunday mornings. You can come here, of course, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you can be looking for other content in the future ahead here on our YouTube page. So subscribe if you haven't had the chance to do that, so you get a notification when we go live or post new videos. And also, if you would hit that thumbs up button underneath the video, it might be beside, depending on the device that you're watching on, that'll let YouTube know that there's something cool and meaningful going on here, and they'll be able to recommend our video on to other folks as well. And so today we're here from Frederick Douglass, or we hear about Frederick Douglass as we continue to read and hear from Little Legends, Exceptional Men in Black History. So today, Frederick Douglass, born 1818 to 1895. It labels Frederick Douglass as an orator and an abolitionist. And here is what Vashti Harrison has to say about Frederick Douglass. Born enslaved on a plantation in Maryland, born enslaved on a plantation in Maryland, Frederick was separated from his mother as an infant. He understood that he was seen and treated as property. When he was 8 years old, he was sent to work for Hugh Auld, whose wife taught Frederick how to read. It was illegal for a Black person to read and write, a tactic used to keep the enslaved from advancing. When Hugh found out, he put a stop to their lessons, but Frederick had learned enough to be able to teach himself. One of the first books he owned was a collection of historical speeches. So as he learned to read, he was also learning how to give speeches in form and argument, something that he would become famous for. As a devout Christian, Frederick didn't understand how slaveholders could co-opt the gospel to reinforce ideas of slavery. Read that sentence one more time for us. As a devout Christian, Frederick didn't understand how slaveholders could co-opt the gospel to reinforce ideas of slavery. He tried to escape many times and even tried to forge travel papers. He was found out, labeled a troublemaker, and tortured for it. In 1838, he finally made his escape north. So he would have been about 19 or 20 years old when that happened. While free, he fought to abolish slavery. In 1841, he spoke at an anti-slavery convention. People were riveted by his eloquence. Northerners didn't understand the experience of the enslaved, so Frederick published his autobiography, Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave. It became a bestseller. Some didn't believe he wrote it or experienced it, so he wrote a second one, this time naming his enslavers. It was a risky move, and he had to go to the United Kingdom to avoid recapture. There, he gave speeches, and two of his supporters negotiated to purchase his freedom back in the United States. He published several anti slavery newspapers, including the North Star. He took his words of abolition to President Lincoln, advocating for the rights of Black Union soldiers in the Civil War. He also supported women's suffrage. Frederick's lifelong efforts led to the ratification of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the Constitution, and he is remembered as one of the most important people in world history. So, friends, this is Frederick Douglass, orator, abolitionist, born 1818, died 1895. Indeed, one of the most important people in world history, period. So we'll continue on to hear about more folks throughout history on Thursday when Pastor Peyton will be here on our YouTube channel at noon. In the meantime, so glad to have had you here today. If you have access to the chat box, feel free to say hi in the chat box and let us know that you're here. Or if we are concluded and you want to say hi in the comment section, you can, of course, do that as well. Again, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook as well at Christ Church FL. And of course, hit that thumbs up button for today's video so that YouTube will recommend it on to other folks so that more folks can come and experience and receive and reflect the love, the hope, and the joy of Jesus Christ as we do here at Christ Church. Later today at 4 o'clock, our cheetahs of our Christ Church school have their final home soccer match. If you're in the Fort Lauderdale area, come and join us for that and to cheer on our cheetahs. Tomorrow morning, we continue with morning devotionals over on our Facebook page. Patty will be leading that. We also have tomorrow evening our National Coming Out Day worship service here at our Fort Lauderdale campus at 7 o'clock. That'll be live stream here as well. So you'll be able to catch that if you're not able to join us in person. And there's a lot more, as there always is, that is happening here in the life of our congregation. So check out our website at christchurchfl.org for all that information and all the details for that. Val, I see you. It's great to have you here with us. Glad that you're here today. In the meantime, friends, make it a great Tuesday. We'll see you back here on the channel tomorrow night for worship and Thursday afternoon for our next multi-ethnic reading. Have a great day, everyone. God bless you, and thanks for joining us today.